Yesterday we mentioned that we spoke about 3 different levels when it comes to cooking on Shabbat. The first level, of course, is a pot of food on the fire. You cannot put food into a pot on a fire. Of course, that's cooking. But we mentioned the second level. What if you took the pot or the whatever it is off the fire, and now there's no fire, there's no existing flame under it. It's not continuously boiling and becoming hot and cooking. It's just still hot from the previous fire that it was on. And you want to add something now when it's off the fire into that pot to cook something new. Is that called cooking? And we said yesterday 100%. It's called Kli Rishon, the first vessel after the fire. And that's 100% asur. The first level we call it in halacha al ha'esh. It's still on the fire. The second level is called Kli Rishon, the first vessel after it was just taken off the esh. That's 100% bishul. You cannot put new things in there as long as that Kli Rishon is still boiling hot. And we call it in halacha again, as we said yesterday, yad soledet bo. While it's still boiling hot, that the hand, someone puts his hand inside, a normal person puts his hand inside and it gets burnt. We added yesterday that some say it's not just putting your hand in, it's as long as you can drink it. As long as you can drink it. If it's hot enough that you can't drink it, then that's a problem. You cannot use that thing to put anything new and cook it. We mentioned yesterday the third level, and that's called irui kli rishon, which means to take that pot that you just took off the fire, it's called kli rishon, and to pour that onto something else. The simplest example of that, a lot of times, is coffee. You're pouring directly from the urn into a cup. So that's called irui from a kli rishon. You're pouring out from a kli rishon, from al ha'esh, but into a new vessel, into your cup, and it's going on top of whatever is in your cup. It's called irui, a pouring directly from kli rishon. We mentioned yesterday that's also bishul. That is also a problem. You cannot pour even from that pot that you took off the fire. You cannot pour from that pot onto something else and cause it to get cooked, because it's boiling hot and it's going to cause it to get cooked. However, today I want to mention that third level, irui kli rishon, is a little bit different than the second level. Because being that it's already 2 steps away from the fire, it's less bishul. It's less of a bishul, and therefore it's going to make a difference in halacha. We call it's only mevashel kedek klipa, the amount of a klipa. What's a klipa? In English, the word klipa means the peel, or the outer layer. Which means, because it's already 2 steps away from the flame, it's already from al ha'esh him kli rishon. Now it's already pouring out of the kli rishon. Therefore, it's called only mevashel kedek klipa. It only has the power to cook the outer layer of anything you put it on. And therefore, Chacham Ovadia gives an example of a baby bottle. A lot of times you want to heat up a baby's bottle. It's cold. You want to heat it up a little bit. He says you're allowed 100% to take the baby's bottle, put it under the spout, and pour the hot water from the urn onto it directly, even though that's called irui kli rishon. Because since it's already away from the fire, it's a new vessel. It's irui. It's pouring away from the kli rishon. Therefore, it's only mevashel, the outer layer. And by a baby's bottle, the outer layer is plastic. You're not cooking the outer layer. You just want to heat up the inside, and therefore he says it's 100% mutad. This is an example of the leniency of the next level of irui kli rishon. B'ezrat Hashem, we'll continue discussing the next levels after that, kli sheni, kli shlishi, in the coming days. Baruch Adonai.